Likely preparing for the game. Steals, defensively, toughness, pass the ball.
Are you kidding me? Free throw line.
Are you kidding me? Are you serious? Are you serious? Oh, come on, man. Look at the patience. He's going to go in here. He's going to wait. He's going to spin. He's going to patient, poise, and then point.
Cade Cunningham was the number 1 overall prospect coming out of high school and could have gone to almost any college in the country if he wanted to. Cunningham ultimately chose to stay closer to home and committed to Oklahoma State. Cunningham had all the expectations in the world heaped on him before he even touched the court at Oklahoma State, and he still did not disappoint. Cunningham stuffed the stat sheet while leading Oklahoma State to the Big 12 championship game and a first-round victory in the NCAA tournament. Cunningham made big shots all season and has cemented his spot among the top prospects in the 2021 NBA draft. While he isn't the consensus number 1 pick, there's still a good chance that Cade will hear his name called first on July 29. The first strength to highlight for Cunningham is his shooting from all areas of the floor. Cunningham knocked in 40% of his threes while at Oklahoma State on nearly 6 attempts per game. This is while functioning in an offense where he was far and away the primary focus of the opposing defense. He displayed an ability to make threes off the dribble, off the catch, open, and under pressure. But it's not just the threes that he excelled at. He also showed the ability to step inside the arc and knock down shots in a variety of ways. While his step back isn't quite as devastating as, say, James Harden's, Cunningham did show off the ability to create space in the mid-range area using his combination of strength and balance to step back away from defenders and knock down shots. Simply put, Cunningham is already very good at creating space to get a shot off, and when he does create that space, he's shown that he can consistently knock those shots down. Another strength for Cunningham is playmaking. Cunningham is listed as a point guard, but I think he's really more of a wing. He doesn't quite have the playmaking ability of a true point guard, but that doesn't mean he isn't a good playmaker. Cunningham reads the floor well and can find open teammates with crisp passes on the move. The ability to drive and kick will be valuable for him at the NBA level as he possesses the ability to get into the lane and draw attention. He also can function as a handler in the pick and roll, and you can trust him to make a good play. His ability to calmly survey the floor and find open teammates even while under pressure will make him valuable as a secondary playmaker at the NBA level. Another strength for Cunningham is his ability to score in a variety of ways. We already touched on his shooting before, and that's a big part of what enables him to score in bunches. But he also is able to score at the basket and get to the line for free throws. While Cunningham isn't a super athlete, he's big and strong with good body control and touch around the basket. His handle can get loose at times, but it is dynamic enough that when he feels he needs to get to the basket, he oftentimes is able to. In addition to being able to score at the basket, Cunningham is also great at drawing contact and converting his free throws. While at Oklahoma State, Cunningham shot nearly 6 free throws per game and converted 85% of them. A player that can get to the line and convert free throws at those rates is going to have a nice scoring floor to work with. Cunningham seems like a player that should be able to contribute scoring punch as soon as he sets foot on an NBA court. One last strength for Cunningham is his mentality in the biggest moments. We all know players that shrink when the lights get the brightest and the pressure gets the heaviest. Cunningham is not one of those players. If anything, I'd say Cunningham needs to learn how to contribute in low leverage situations. It seemed like in almost every game Cunningham would start slow, then when his team needed him the most in the second half he would take over. Now he's not perfect. He made mistakes in crunch time and missed big shots throughout the year. What I liked is that he was not afraid in those moments. The team that drafts Cunningham is getting a player that is ready to play in crunch time from day one. One of Cunningham's biggest weaknesses is athleticism. Cunningham is a smart player with good strength and balance, but unfortunately elite athleticism is something that evades him. His other skills typically more than make up for this deficiency, but there are definitely moments where you say, oh, a more athletic player would have finished at the rim there, or a more athletic player would have stood a better chance on defense there. His lack of athleticism limits his upside somewhat. I don't think he'll ever be a lockdown defender because he just won't physically be able to hang with the most athletic players. He also might find it slightly more difficult to score at the basket in the NBA, especially early on. But overall, I don't think this deficiency will limit him from blossoming into a star. Another weakness for Cunningham is he can get loose with the basketball. This is the weakness that I think will force Cunningham to shift away from playing point guard and force him into a wing role. While he can handle well enough to create oftentimes, there are more than a handful of times where a defender swoops in from the weak side and takes the ball away, or where he's forced to pick up his dribble when the other team sends pressure because his handle isn't dynamic enough to break down the trap or double. To his credit, Cunningham worked away from the ball frequently in college and seemed very accepting of the role. I don't think there will be any issue with sliding him off the ball and into his secondary playmaking type role. I believe this is the type of role where he will find the most success, especially early in his career. This first clip gives us a look at Cunningham's ability to handle the big moments. The play starts with the game tied and the clock winding down under 30 seconds. Cunningham holds the ball out near half court. Everyone on Arkansas and their mother knows that Cunningham is putting this shot up. Arkansas does kind of a soft double, just having their big man put his hands up and backpedal until the guard responsible for Cunningham can catch up. Cunningham drives left just inside the arc, stops on a dime to send his defender sliding, and calmly knocks down the jump shot. Cunningham is not only comfortable with the ball in his hands down the stretch, he wants the ball in his hands. As a coach, you'll never have to worry about the moment being too big for Cade Cunningham. This next clip shows off some of Cunningham's playmaking prowess. The play starts with Cunningham getting a screen out on the left wing. Texas pretty effectively shuts down the pick and roll. Cunningham then goes to work on the smaller defender, working his way into the paint near the free throw line. When Texas gambles for the steal and sends a second defender at him, he instantly recognizes they have rotated off his teammate in the dunker spot. He threads a pass down low for an easy 2. Cunningham is a willing and capable passer that will be able to contribute secondary playmaking skills at the NBA level. This final clip displays how Cunningham can be loose with the basketball at times. The play starts with Cunningham looking to initiate the offense at the top of the arc. He's about to switch gears and get to the basket or drive and kick. As Cunningham starts to cross over though, the defender reaches in and easily pokes the ball out for the steal. Cunningham has a good handle for the most part, but there are times where his dribble gets a bit too high and loose. This allows defenders to reach in and get steals and deflections. It also makes him susceptible to defenders sneaking in from the weak side to take the ball away. The general consensus of the top 4 picks in this upcoming draft in some order are Cunningham, Mobley, Suggs, and Green. Of these 4, Cunningham is probably the safest pick. While I'm not sure if he'll ever be the type of star that can carry a team to the NBA Finals without some decent help, I do feel confident that he will find success at the NBA level. He seems like a guy that will be able to come in right away and make an impact. He's just so skilled that, barring catastrophe, I can't see him turning into a bust at the NBA level. Cunningham has the talent and mentality to become a star. We just have to sit back and see how brightly he can shine. My NBA comp for Cade Cunningham is Paul Pierce. Cunningham can fill the big scoring wing role and chip in some playmaking as well.